But the topic of today is F1 visa. So we're going to start with what is an F1 visa. F1 visa is a student visa. So for me, I had tried other visas before and they never worked for me. I had tried the B1 visa, which is a visitor's visa, and it did not work for me. So twice. So the third time, I decided to try an F1 visa. And at the back of my mind, I had known that these guys are not going to give me a visa. So like I had already become discouraged. You know, when you are denied something twice, you know, it's just that the third time you are trying, you do that, you tread a little bit carefully because you have already experienced a denial once, a denial twice, and so the third time inakuanga like if you really don't get it, like that one can really break you. So what happened to me, even as I am talking about an F1 visa, I was one of those people wenye masomo, you know, masomo was already hanged somewhere. Like I was even, you know, like I wasn't thinking about any one time that I will find myself to school because I had taken many years working and there was no space for me to go back to college. Even if I may have wanted to go back, I wouldn't have gone back to college. But one day, after now they denied my B1 visa, I told myself, I am going to try going back to school. And that is when I went to this university. It's called Africa International University. That time, it was a theological college, which was known as Next. And so it was only offering theological courses and courses related to the church. And so one day, because I was working in a Christian organization back in Kenya, I decided to go for a course so that I can give knowledge, or I can equip the people that I was working for that time with basics, you know, basics of Christian ministries knowledge. So I went, and I also wanted to serve in the church that I was attending. So I went and I found a program called Christian Ministries, and it was a diploma course. So I decided, first of all, I didn't even have money, but I had faith that once I start this one step, it is either going to work or not, because you have to start. You have to start the step. So I said, I will go and listen to them. I went to the registrar. I asked her, do I qualify? Do I qualify to do this diploma course? It was a 2-year course. And this lady asked me, what have you done before? I had only done some computer packages, which they require. I had also done some typing, like typing courses, which was also a requirement. And those ones I had done way much before, you know, before, because I was also working, I was working for my, what can I say, my first job was in a pharmaceutical company. And so I was helping my boss, who was a senior lecturer in Nairobi Hospital, to do some typing. And he was also operating a pharmacy. So that was the reason I had gone to college to study typing. So when I brought those certificates, the registrar told me, you are even more than qualified. If you have done computer packages and you have done typing, then you are good to go. Because any other person who comes from outside without those courses, you know, like, because we work with laptops, once you go to school, you are supposed to have a little bit of IT knowledge, because that's basically what you are going to use. So the lady said, yeah, you are good to go, you can start. And then she asked me, I asked her, how much is it? And she says, you only need 2,100 for registration, which wasn't a big problem. So nikatafuta 2,100 Kenya shillings, and I went and paid. Then from there, I said, I am going to trust God. You know, I am going to have faith in God to provide the money that was needed. For first semester, they needed 27,000 Kenya shillings. At the back of my mind, I knew that was a lot of money because I didn't have the money. But I had some money that was refunded to me after paying a certain loan in a certain microfinance. I had taken a loan before. So after completing payment, I was given back my savings. And these savings amounted to 15,000 Kenya shillings. So what I did with this money, I just was given back my money and I laid it on the table and I prayed over this money and I said, this money is going to be my starting point. I know by the end of the 2 years, I needed almost like 300,000 Kenya shillings. If you add things that are required, transport, books, you know, going to the cyber sometimes to do some assignments. So the total was coming to 300,000 Kenya shillings. And remember, I only have 15,000 Kenya shillings. So for me, it was a journey that I started by faith. Na nikachukua the 15,000, I went and paid, and the rest is history, I can tell you. Because I completed my diploma in Christian ministries, it only took me 2 years. Then I found an academic dean in that school who told me, because you have finished these 2 years, if you want to do a degree, a bachelor's degree, you only need 2 years. And that was music to me, because the difference between when I finished my high school and the time I am doing my diploma or AA program, it was 19 years. So you can imagine how happy I was to be told that you can now do your bachelor's and you only need 2 years. So those 2 years, I also trusted God and I said, because He has provided money for the 2 years in my diploma, He is also going to provide for the other 2 years. And let me tell you the truth. I was given a scholarship by the university, and I was also given a link to a scholarship by another organization. Of course, when you are within the university, you get to know many organizations that give different kinds of scholarships when you are within the school. And so I applied. By the time the 2 years are over, I had much more money in the account, in the school account. And because the school will not refund me the money, I have friends, I have my dean, I have my family, and there was this voice from one of my family members that said, because you have the money, you have money that is enough to support you for a semester of a master's program, why can't you just go and finish, you know, just go and start your master's, not finish, start doing your master's program. And the organization that I was working for, it was also helpful in a way, because they allowed me to do what we call school-based, because I was working in a school. So during the holidays, I was going to the university to do my master's, and the organization knew that is what I was going to do. And on top of it all, they actually gave me a loan so that I can be able to finish my master's program. So after I finished my master's program, thank you, Maxine Ann, for joining me. Thank you so much, my dear people. I can see you all. Zahid, ERM, thank you for joining me. I know we have different names, and some names are even hard to pronounce, but I see you guys and I am grateful that you are joining me. So after that, after I got my master's degree in 2018, I started now this journey. And it is also a voice from a family member who told me, why can't you try applying for an overseas school? And I tried, and I tried. There's no harm in trying. If God sends someone your way and tell you something that you can do, the only thing you can do for yourself is to try. Because if you stay there, nobody is going to try for you. If you want to help me, you can tap, guys. I really appreciate you, so that we can continue to be live. Thank you. So I did apply, and the school communicated. The good thing with the schools in the US, once you apply, even if it is you applying for a diploma in a certain program, a degree, or a master's or a doctorate program, they will respond to you. Even if they will not take you, like they will send you. They may not tell you the reason why, but they will send you a letter. So I remember the first time I applied in a school in the US, and this school is, I'm not, because I need people to know. So I am going to give you the name of the school. It is called Biola University. It is in California, Los Angeles, California. And so I applied to the school, and they sent me a letter. So when I went to the post office in Kenya, I was very excited because I could see the envelope reads Biola University. It is addressed my name. I went with the envelope, and I kept it in the house, and I was just thinking about how I'm going to open this envelope. Of course, you wait for two things, yes or no. I fear getting no's. So I set it aside, and I waited to prepare myself psychologically so that if it is a no, I will have known how to handle the no. So I never opened it, maybe for a week. But you see now the problem with that, it is always at the back of your mind. Kila saa unafikiria kuhusu ile letter, kuhusu ile barua ambayo haujaifungua. So anyway, I opened it, and they said, we are very sorry, you have not been selected to come and study, here. Anyway, that was that, and I may have been disappointed, but it's okay. I was happy about that. Then after like several months, I decided to apply again, and I applied in a different school, because this is the school that has 9 schools. It's a whole university, yes. It has different schools within. I know you are getting what I am saying. So I applied to a different school, like a school of psychology. There is also school of intercultural studies. So the first time I applied for the school of psychology, and the reason why I was denied, it is because I had done some psychology courses, but I had not done like a whole diploma or a whole degree of psychology courses. And so they told me, if we are going to give you a chance, you need to do a number of units on psychology. And when I calculated the number of units they wanted, those units were to take me 2 years. And remember, already I have that time I applied, I had graduated from my bachelor's degree. That was my first application, which I don't even want to talk about it because it's like I wasn't even prepared to do it. So the second school, it was School of Intercultural Studies, and that one I received a disappointment, but they never gave me a reason. So after now, I already became a master's holder. So I applied now the second school and the third school. So the third school, I decided, because my master's is in education, I don't want to go to a different field because these guys will just, see somebody who is confused. So I decided to apply within the School of Education. And so there's this program they called Educational Studies. And so I applied, and that was in 2018. So when I applied, there was light into that, and even I could see, even by the way the professors are talking to me, I could see there is some light somewhere. So of course they asked for many requirements. They call them supplementary requirements, which I had to go to different places so that I can submit each one of them. And so after submitting, the time now I waited for them to tell you, okay, now we have accepted you. After now I have finished everything they have wanted. Oh, shock on me. I received this letter that says, now you need to do some English. You need to do TOEFL. And I tried to argue with them and tell them, no, I don't need to do English because I have already been in a university and our, language is English. Actually, I started telling them, since my nursery school education, my teachers have been teaching me in English, and I thought, it's just English language. But let me tell you, it was a requirement. So I had to go to places where they offer TOEFL. If you are in Nairobi, you know those places. They actually say TOEFL, they write placards, so you know where they offer. So this one place was along Moi Avenue. There was a place there that they offered TOEFL, and TOEFL is a very expensive exam. So I went there. I was not prepared at all because I thought it was just English, So I went and I paid 21,000 Kenya shillings, and I realized, so you go pay, they give you some package that has some USB, then you can go and use a laptop so that you can know what questions they ask. And so I went with them home, but nilikuwa tu ninasikia like, ni English too. English, I can do it. I can do English. So later, now when I went to do the exam, acha nishikwe na butwa. Exam ilikuwa upper hill. So nikaenda very early in the morning, nikapata so many people there. Kila mtu unaoroketiwa a booth. You given a pencil, you given some paper notes, somewhere that you can write, and a computer. That's all you have. So, hey, wewe, sasa ni kuanza computer, kuenda step by step, and remember, exam, if you are working in the computer, it is already timed. So ukidiridali hapo, unapata your first section has gone, and probably you have not completed answering all the questions. So what you do, if they are giving you section 1 you make sure if you are not sure about the first 5 questions, unaweza tu enda ukipita haraka haraka before section 1 is over. You can go up and down, you know, the ones you know, unaandika. Most of them were what do you call them, they had multiple choices. So na hiyo ya multiple choices, I don't like it, because they give you a question that has 5 different answers, A, B, C, D, E, na zingine zinaenda F. Then when you look at it, it gets very confusing before now you decide it's a C or a D. So hiyo ya multiple, by the grace of God, it is only by the grace of God that you pass that one. Anyway, I did it and I attained, and also another thing I want to tell you, hiyo exam, it is not just English. It is everything you have learned in high school. And for me, it started from Form 1 to Form 4. Because the questions they are asking you, like kuna science, kuna geography, kuna English, all those subjects are incorporated in that exam that they call English. So you have to be a little bit fresh. So for me it was like, oh my goodness. So I did it and I got 65%. So 65% was not what my school required. Unfortunately, my school, my admissions counselor never told me ati hii ndio tuna require. So after nimefanya the first exam nikapata 62, akaniambia now there, after sending the results, hapo ndio sasa aliniambia now you need to get to 100, because actually it wasn't like 62%, it was 62 over 120. So these guys needed you to get 100 points over 120. So the second exam, the second repeat of TOEFL, nilienda nikasoma, and I went nikaenda in a different school. Hii school iko Kenyatta Avenue. Kenyatta Avenue ukiangalia, there is a whole banner imeandikwa computer pride. Is it computer pride? It's a computer school. So ukienda hapo, they offer that TOEFL, they offer ACE, they offer every exam required by international schools. So nikaenda hapo, wakaniambia yes, we do offer, and even when the time of exam comes, we are not going to send you anywhere. You will come and do the exam here. And why I liked them, they teach English there. So kuna walimu wenye wako already there to prepare you. So nikaenda hapo, nikapata mwalimu akanifunza English. I was going there every Saturday for about 5 hours every day, every week. So, and you also pay for that. I think the total came to about 32,000 Kenya shillings. So nikalipa hiyo na nikafanya my program. It was like a training. Then the day of the exam nikakuja nikafanya hiyo exam na nikapata my 82 marks. So after kupata 82, mimi nikasema hapana, hii kitu sitaifanya tena. Remember, back in my school, they need me to have 120, na nimepata 80. So that exam is not easy unless you are very, very, very smart and you are also fresh from high school. Sasa hapa, mimi nilikuwa nimekaa so many years. By that time I was doing my TOEFL, I think nilikuwa nimekaa like 25 years. Can you imagine you are competing with very young people, 18, 19, 20, wewe uko na huko mbele. So nilijaribu sana. I think kwangu mimi in fact nilitoka hapo nikisema mimi nimepita. Mimi ninajua nimepita hii exam. That's what I kept telling myself. So when I send the results, they take like a week zifike. na wanipatie majibu, of course through email. So wakaniambia, oh, we need 100. It's like they can't take that. Mi nikawachana na kila kitu na nikasema hata sitajaribu tena. Na nilikuwa nimepumzika, nilikuwa nimesema I have done enough and I will not do it again. Then as we are talking, huyu tu admissions counselor akaniambia, would you like to come to the US and study English here? So when he asked me that question, mimi nilisema yes, because I had thought English, you know, they will just send me questions online. I don't even need to travel to come and do English here. Could be this guy meant me traveling. So when I said yes, this guy started now preparing for me to come. Waka prepare documents for me to travel. Then that was around March that time. During the time I did this TOEFL, nikatuma, wakanirudishia, we started talking. That was I think in April. So in April, wakaanza kuprepare now this package. Package ni I-20. I-20 is this document yenye unatumiwa as a student. Inakuambia the program that you are taking, the dates that you are going to be in the US or wherever you are going to study. So, and of course nilikuwa nimepeana my address. But now these guys walitumia FedEx, which is okay because such sensitive documents cannot just go to a post office. So mimi ninapokea a text inaniambia, there is a package for you. Go to G46, ni 6 ama ni 7 in Kenya, G47. There is a FedEx package for you. Na imekuwa hapo. In fact, I started saying, package? FedEx? From where? Mimi sijabia mtu anitumie anything. Where? Little did I know that hiyo ndio I-20. So, ilipo nikaendea, nikakuja, nikaiweka. Nikafungua haraka, nikasoma, nikaiweka. Because I was going to a mission in Mombasa. So I had some guests wenye walikuwa wametoka US. They were visiting the organization that I was working for. And they wanted me to accompany them to Mombasa. So hiyo ni kitu yenye tulikuwa tumeplan before. So when they came, I started kushughulika na wao. Then venye nilifika Mombasa, I remembered, I think I needed to look at this document carefully because at the back of my mind, ilikuwa inasema I need to be in the US on 23rd August kwa sababu classes zinaanzanga September, the second week of September. So what I did, I told my daughter, aende kwa the package, aangalie hiyo I-20, and then anisaidie kubook an appointment because I just left the document there. And you know now, appointment za US lazima ubuku mapema kwa sababu ukichelewesha na siku ama uende mapema utarudishwa. Like in the US, if you arrive before the day yenye wamekwambia ufike ya masomo ama you arrive later, they will tell you to go back to Kenya. So, but I thank God because for me, that happened in 2019 before COVID. So after COVID, mambo imekuwa very strict and people have to be very, very careful. I have friends wenye wamekuja na wameambiwa warudi Kenya. Ati wakuja ile date yenye wanafaa kukuja. Anyway, so now, of course, my daughter booked for me the appointment date. Na ikapatikana tu haraka. Can you imagine between let's say June, so that's like a month, June and July. So within 2.5 months, I got a date of to go to the US embassy. That was August August date 16 kitu kama hiyo. ilikuwa date 16 kweli? Yes. No. Oh, no. It was July. Sorry. The appointment date ilikuwa the last week of July. I think it was July 26th hapo. So it was between June 1st, 1.5 months. Nilikuwa nimeshapata appointment date. So anyway, I don't know whether this information is helping you. If it is helping you, you can help me tap. And you can ask me a question. If not, I will just keep going. So this now, of course, now I started preparing myself, because the visa, the appointment, wait a minute, there is something that is called DS-160. And that is the document that you fill all your details. So my daughter downloaded that document DS-160, ambayo iko na maswali. Inakuuliza maswali mingi sana. Which school are you going? Which dates are you going? Who is living with you? Where will you be living? Are you living within the school? Are you going to be living in hostels, or are you going to live? Whatever you feel in there, it has to be the truth. Na hii ndio kitu yenye inafanyanga watu wengi waanguke. Because once you fill your DS-160 and then you go to the interview consular, whatever you say must align with what you wrote in your DS-160. So this time, interestingly, sikia mimi niko Mombasa. My daughter is in Nairobi. Na yeye ndiye nimemwambia ajaze hiyo DS-160 because I was very busy. I didn't have time. Where we were, there was no internet. So she's the one alikuwa ananipigia simu, ananiuliza, "Mom, hapa niandike nini? Hapa wanasema what do you do? What work do you do? Who are you? What is your career?" Unaandika hapo. Everything in that DS-160 my daughter jazad for me. Then ikafika mahali ya picha, because they need you to send like 2 passport photo sizes pictures. The village or the area that I was in Mombasa, it is Mtwapa. Huko nilijaribu kutafuta cyber, my dear. Nilijaribu kutafuta cyber Mtwapa, sikupata. So we had to go to like Mombasa. Where did we go? Like within the Mombasa itself, the town. Ndio tukaenda, ndio sasa tukaanza, we just found somebody mwenye alitutembeza huko tukitafuta cyber, so that they can take me a good picture yenye inatakikana huko kwa embassy. And we found one, but we had to go very far. Like we walked very far from where we parked our car. Hey, we had to go very, very far. And my sister-in-law alinipeleka na tulitembea mbali sana. Finally tukafika na nikachukua picha. Hiyo picha ikawekwa kwa, how did they do it? They scanned it and it was sent to my daughter's email address. So ndiye akatuma hiyo DS-160 na akaniambia now the date is available July 27. Na mimi sasa I started preparing myself to attend the interview. So at the interview, so niko hapo, of course you start pale kwa gate, you have to make sure your DS-160 ndio iko hapo mbele, your passport, ndio askari pia waone you have all the documents hapo. Then you enter, of course you go through processes ya kusachiwa, your handbag is searched. Actually handbag ni kama tunaiwacha huko kwa, there is a small place within the US embassy. Tunaacha bags and they give you a tag, something like that. Kama ninakumbuka vizuri, you wanna go with your documents, you know. If you have a file, if you have arranged your bank statements, everything that you need. And there is also something that is called affidavit of support. So the school inakutumia a certain form yenye inaitwa affidavit of support. So remember for F1 tumeongea kuhusu vitu mbili. Tumeongea kuhusu I-20 yenye unatumiwa na the school. Tumeongea kuhusu DS 160. Hiyo ni form una upload, una download ndio unajaza. Hiyo ndio form yenye utaenda nayo kwa embassy. Okay, number I think ingekuwa I-20, number 2 ingekuwa nimesema nini? Affidavit of support. Affidavit of support. So affidavit of support is a form yenye unatumiwa from your school. Hii affidavit of support, it has sections. So wanataka uandike jina yako, wanataka uandike jina ya mwenye kusupport, cause universities in the US, they are very, very expensive. So you need to have someone mwenye anasema atakusupport, so that when you come to the US, you are not becoming a liability to anyone. You can be supported. Your whole program can be supported. So inakuwa like they have to calculate the amount of money you need for your program. If you are here for 5 years, your affidavit of support inafaa kuprove those 5 years your tuition is taken care of, your upkeep is taken care of, so that hakuna mtu unasumbua. So for me, because of the requirement yenye waliniambia I must do English, remember my program was a doctorate program and it is a 5-year program. So wakaniambia for us to enable you to do that doctorate, lazima ufanye English. So the English ilikuwa ndio the main thing yenye ilikuwa imeandikwa kwa my F1. F1 is now the I-20. F1 ndio I-20. So ninakuja kufanya English for 1 year. Na hiyo 1 year, the money that was required for me was $15,000. Hiyo ilikuwa tuition, and there was $13,000. Hiyo ilikuwa upkeep. Upkeep sasa ni hostel, chakula, transportation. So in total I needed $28,000. $28,000 to enable me be in the US for 1 year. Then so the person who gave me his who signed my affidavit of support, he signed for $28,000, and this also was the money yenye ilikuwa imeandikwa kwa I-20. By the way, I-20 inaandikwa kila kitu. Kama uko na sponsor na ile pesa anakupea inaandikwa hapo. Kama uko na scholarship from the school that you are coming, inaandikwa hapo. For me, I didn't have any scholarship that time. So ile kitu iliandikwa ni $28,000 from the person who signed my affidavit of support. And huyu mtu lazima apeane telephone number yake, lazima pia apeane bank statement zake. So he had already sent me all his bank statements, na hiyo sasa ndio niliattach kwa my files that I had. I attached his bank statements there. So that is very, very important. In fact, kama hauna hii, hauwezi kukua accepted in any school in America. Lazima ukue na hii affidavit of support signed. So for this one, you need to talk to someone mwenye unajua. Ni kuandika tu. It doesn't mean that kwa sababu ameandika atalipa. Hapana. Ni kuandika tu to convince those people. Then when you come here, unachanuka kwa sababu lazima ulipe your fees. So lazima ukuje, utafute kazi huku, na kazi ziko available by the way, And most schools, they offer jobs. They will offer you jobs as a student. Hata kama they have limitations of how many hours you need to work as a student, at least they gave you 20 hours per week. These 20 hours per week zinaweza tu kukusaidia na upkeep, like food and maybe paying hostel. So you still need some money to pay your fees. So kama Mungu atakusaidia upate affidavit of support, the rest is history. Kwa sababu ukikuja hapa, Mungu anakusaidia na unapata kazi na unaweza pata mtu, unaweza pata scholarship, the school that you are applying, unaweza pata scholarship. For now, I don't have any scholarship because you need to go to the school. Like, which school do you want to come to? Kwa website yao, ukienda hapo, utaona programs zenye ziko na scholarships. Like, for example, Biola University, that's the school that I came to. Which program? Number one, which program do you want? Iko na scholarship, unaangalia. Kama haina, you go now to the program that has scholarship, you know, so that you can be at least you can start something. Hata kama si program yenye wewe mwenyewe unataka kufanya, uende upate hii iko na scholarship. Why not? You can change when you become stable. So if you have that, and if you have filled your DS 160 vizuri, bank statement yako hata hakuna mahali inakujia, so long as you have this affidavit of support. When you go to the US embassy, ukiwa umejaza vizuri sana, unaweza patana na mtu mwenye anakuamini. Even some questions may not be relevant. Like, for example, mimi nilipoenda, I was only asked, I think there were only 3 questions. Number 1, how did you know about this university? And my answer was through a friend. Number 2, is this university a Christian university? Nikasema yes. Number 3, why are you coming to study English in the US? And that was my fear. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa inanifanya nione, wakiniuliza hiyo swali wataona hakuna need, kwa sababu kuna mashule mingi Kenya, unaweza somea English. Why do you come here? But there is something I had told my professor mwenye alikuwa anakuja kunifunza hiyo, wanaitangwa admissions counselor. So nikamwambia, before you send my I-20 ya kukuja kufanya English, hapo muandike, I am coming to do English in preparation for my doctorate program. Na my I-20 hata nikikuonyesha ilikuwa imeandikwa specifically those words. So nikamwambia, now the third question, why are you coming to America to study English? I said, my admissions counselor gave me an opportunity to come and study English in preparation for my doctorate program. Do you know, after I said I answered those 3 questions, there were no other questions. Na sikuona akiangalia, like, my bank statement was there. Hata sikuwa nimejisubua ati kuweka pesa kwa bank statement, because sikuwa, ni ile tu kamshahara yenye inaingia natoa, kamshahara inaingia natoa. Nikipata pesa like a lump sum somewhere, naweka natoa. And for some reasons Mungu alikuwa ameniweka into that organization, and I was the procurement officer. So I was being given some money to go and do procurement. So this money nilikuwa kwanza naiweka kwa my account, alafu sasa natoa naenda dispense to wherever it needs to be whatever, disembursed. So anyway, so 3 things we have talked about before I end this live. Today it's not interactive. I'm only seeing people joining. I don't see people asking me questions. It's okay. I don't see anyone tapping in. It's okay. I see someone. Black Baby, hi. Joe Anderson, hi. Nano Has, hi. Connor Davis, hi. Maxim Ann, hi. You guys, if you are here, please just tap the screen. So, 3 things. I-20, affidavit of support, DS-160. That's all you need. When all these things are together, you will be given your F1 visa. The good thing with F1 visa, you're given 5 years. Even if unakuja kufanya bachelor's, because I came with an adopted nephew, mwenye alikuwa anakuja kufanya actually a certificate, na alipewa 5 years visa. Then another one followed in 2020, alikuwa anakuja kufanya masters, akapewa 5 years visa. Pia nilikuja na my niece mwenye alikuwa anafanya bachelor's, alipewa 5 years visa. So that is to tell you, once it is an F1, we are assured of 5 years. 5 years. Within those 5 years, unaweza jipata umesha graduate, umeanza kufanya kazi hapa. Hata kama huja graduate, you are still working and you are still allowed to stay. Your F1 visa is still valid so long as you are in school. So remember, B1, B2 is only they may give you 5 years visa, but if you stay here more than 6 months, you are illegal. So you have, before the 6 months are over, you have to go back to your country. But kama ni F1 for 5 years, you are rest assured you are okay here until you graduate, and even after you graduate. So I think I am done. I just wanted to talk about F1 visa. Thank you for the people who have joined. I don't see any question, and so I think I would be good to call it an afternoon. I wanted to do a 30 minutes live video. It may have gone over 30 minutes, but that's okay. At least I have nimeongeza some things that I think they are also important to be mentioned. I do not take it for granted for you who have joined me. We shall continue to talk many things as they come. And you can also follow me on TikTok. I do a number of things in my TikTok. I sing in my TikTok. I cook in my TikTok. I do funny sometimes like mimicking, although I'm not very good at that. I think I should be I am studying to be a teacher, teaching in a university by the grace of God. So this is my 5th year in school, and also in the US I will be exactly 5 years come August 23rd, and I like my time here, and I am thankful to God. Actually, when I came in here, remember, I came without any scholarship. There is something I have forgotten to tell you. When I arrived here, I meet the program director, and the first thing she asked me, why did the admission counselor tell you to do English? We keep telling them not to tell any Kenyan to do English, because they know Kenya, it's an English speaking country. So, but people who have never been in Kenya, they think Kenya is a bush. They think we sleep there. We sleep on top of trees. They think we do not have houses. They think we do not even clothe. We live in the forest. You will hear people asking you, oh, by the way, did you learn your English on the plane as you are coming? You know how to answer them. Oh, did you wear clothes on the plane? Like you feel like this person is really disrespecting me. But you know what? They hear you speaking and oh, you're speaking good English. So like what they have heard about Kenya is like people who lives in the desert somewhere, people who do not even bathe, people who do not even have running water. So when you come here, you will hear so many questions. If you are if your heart is not strong, you will be discouraged. But for me, they ask me those questions, I laugh at them. It's hilarious. Somebody thinking you learned your English on the plane as you are coming. Very, very funny. All they need to do is to visit Kenya and see Kenya. We are developing. We are not where we were 50 years ago. We are not Mau Mau. Well, so these guys, they need to visit Kenya and see we have people who are educated, people who live in houses, people who, they don't even show that they have problem. They speak to me, I smile, and they wonder, why are you smiling and you have so many problems? I don't have any problems, They should know that we are also a Christian nation. Like we have faith, even when we do not have anything to eat. We have faith that by the end of the day, we are going to eat something. You may not be having work, but at the end of the day or tomorrow, things can change like this. It's like kufushia kwa ridho, like this. Yeah, unafushia hivi, unafusholia hivi. Things can change. You can be jobless now. The next minute you receive a call, come for an interview. That is who we are. We have faith and things have changed and we have seen them. Like me, I am here because of the faith that I applied. That even though I wasted many years, 19 years before going to college, one day things changed like this and I found myself in a class. You don't know how I celebrated that day that I joined college. It was amazing. And so I'm telling you to be encouraged. And even if uliachia class 8, there is hope for you. You can start somewhere. You can start somewhere. If it is your desire, to go back to school, start somewhere. And you're gonna see the difference it is going to make in your life. So actually when I came, I did not do that English. The academic director went and had a committee meeting and she said, this lady has even written a book. Yes, because my thesis amounted to a book. So I have written a book out of my thesis and they were surprised. And so I was taken into a doctoral program right away. And to top it all, they gave me 75% scholarship. Why? Because I had paid 25%. Once they accept you, they will need you to pay. Lazima utalipa. Lazima utajicommit. Hata kama utalipa pesa kidogo, jicommit to tafuta. Hata kama ni loan. Mimi nilitafuta loan na nikalipa. Na kwa sababu I was never afraid of loans. I had taken loans before for my business. I had a small business. So I had taken loans from a bank in Kenya and 2 circles in Kenya and also the organization that I worked for. So I was used to taking loans. I was used also to going merry-go-round like Kiama, where you pay some interest and then the interest, everybody takes a loan, then you pay with interest. And then this interest is divided at the end of the year, or maybe if you say 6 months, so you get some money on top of what you have contributed. I'm not afraid of those things, table banking, because that is how you find yourself moving. And that's why I say it is good to face your fears. Do not be afraid of facing your fear. Whatever you are afraid of, face it head on like this, head on like this. So anyway, I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you what I did. So the first year they gave me the first semester they gave me 75%. Second semester they gave me 100%. For the next 2 years they gave me 50%. And because I was also working kwa hiyo shule, so ninalipa 50%, wananipea 50%. So 3 years were covered. 4 years, no scholarship. The 4th year I paid by myself. And now this is the 5th year. I am also paying by myself and hoping that I will finish very, very soon by the grace of God. So that's all I wanted to talk about for this TikTok live video. Thank you so much for joining. I don't take it for granted. They keep sending people who are sending things to other people. I don't know why they send it to me. So, but I can see this person is sending daily ranking. Yes, I can see. There is also daily life. I can see level up your game. Boot camp superstars. And I am saying that we are learning together. Thank you again for joining me. I haven't seen the people that I know. Probably when I do my next live video, I'm going to see more. So kwaheri sana. May the Lord bless you for joining me. If you are in Kenya, I know it is late. It's 1:35 a.m. You can now go to sleep and sleep tight, and may the Lord bless you. May the Lord bless you. So I'm looking at a place now to end this live. Yes, yes, yes. So we are learning. Where do we end the live? Where do we end the live? Where do we end? Yeah. And the other time I just came here and I found a place. Okay, end live. You can also try going live with another creator. No, I am ending the live. Bye.